Jared, as far as the offside call, A, what was your vantage point? B, what was your knowledge of the rule? And C, when you think back about it, I mean, how much does that kind of make you wonder how that could have changed the game?
You know what? I don't want to even talk about the offside call, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. And for me, I'm not going to talk about the officiating or this and that. Our season's over. So it's tough. And, you know, we set high expectations for ourselves, and, you know, we came up a little bit short. I think, you know, our guys worked every day to try and fulfill our expectations of our group. It was a real good series, but they were the better team for, you know, too big a portion of tonight's game, and they won, and they deserved to win. I loved our push at the end. We had some chances to tie it. You know, our guys fought real hard all the way to the end, and we came up a little short. You know, in the first period, we weren't good enough. In the second, just more of the same. And you know, but I have to look at now our season as a whole, and I'm really proud of our guys and the way they played. You know, especially down the stretch and into the playoffs. It was a big step forward for our team.
Jared, you lose 29 early in the first period, and then you go down by 2 goals, and then he comes back, and it seemed like it sparked you guys. But just overall thoughts on the comeback and the resiliency of this group.
Yeah, so, you know, I think that we got a little worried there on the bench for a bit, and I think that they had a really good start. They were coming at us. The building was energized, and they're coming at us with everything they have, and we were in survival mode there a little bit. We lose Mac early on that power play, and I think everyone's thinking, like, what's this mean now? And we tried to calm him down and keep him focused a little bit, and just before he came back, we had one real good chance to score and didn't capitalize, and then he jumps back on the ice. Might have been his first shift, and gets a breakaway for another chance, and Jones makes a couple huge saves there. You know, we capitalized on one of those chances, and things might have started to turn around a little bit earlier. So to me, it was worrisome for our team, I think, a little bit, especially the way San Jose was coming out and then losing him right away. But we responded. We weren't great again in the second period. We were, you know, really opportunistic to that point, and including the turnover that we get in on and score, and then it gets called back. And we were just trying to get our guys to continue to play the right way and sort of ramp things up and believe that we could still accomplish what we wanted to accomplish, even though they were coming at us so hard. And certainly in the third period, we started to respond, and there was a real hunger to our game, and we started to create chances. Even with the 6-on-5 at the end, we have at least 2 really good looks to try and tie the game, and Jones makes some big saves.
Jared, the future obviously looks bright. It was a great run and all. Safe to say that you'll want as a goal next year to not make it as hard on yourselves to get into the playoffs, and maybe get some of those Game 7s on home ice next time. Well,
yeah, I think. You know, you see what this group, and every year the group changes, right? So you take your experiences, and we'll learn from this. It's great to, you know, get on to the second round and go all the way to Game 7, and you know, I like a lot of that. I think we'll learn from it, and you know, the further we went in the playoffs, the more we learned about our team and just how hard it is to win and how we needed to adapt. And there's lots of growth in our group. We didn't play very well for a large portion of the season, mid-season, and I don't know if it was just hunger that was missing. You know, I felt like we had hunger on a lot of nights, but we just didn't find ways to win hockey games, and that's what we did down the stretch. So we'll be able to, you know, take what we've learned here in the playoffs and down the stretch into next year's regular season, and hopefully make it easier on ourselves. And it's tough to win. This league's tough to win, and you see the teams going out. Some good teams didn't make the playoffs, and even better teams went out in the first round. And you know, so every season presents new challenges and different matchups. But I'm certainly proud of the way we handled ourselves, especially the last portion of the season and in the playoffs. It was a huge step for a lot of our guys.
With Nathan, everyone obviously talks about his skill, his speed. But can you talk to his toughness? He was saying there was no way he was going to stay off the ice after getting injured there. And you saw him battle back to go back and help his team.
Well, I mean, one of the things, I know, like, he's an elite skater and he's got a ton of skill, but one of the things that makes him so good is his competitiveness. Like, he is hungry to win. I've never seen a guy want to win more than this guy, and that's in everything he does. And he works so hard to make sure that he's doing everything he can do to try and accomplish that. And it didn't surprise me. Like, I knew he was hurting as soon as he got hit. They said he was going off to get looked at. And in my mind, I'm going, okay, like, we got to weather the storm here for a little bit till he gets back. Our guys will get a jolt when he comes back, and we did. And he's such a big part of our team, but he'd had to been stretchered off or out of the building in order to not come back, and that's the way I felt, and that's the way our coaches felt, and our team was sure happy to get him back, and he makes a big difference right away in the belief in our group. So,
Jared,
All right. Obviously, a disappointing ending, but can you reflect on, as a coach, how proud are you of this team, of that stretch, especially at the end of the season, to get into the playoffs and then beating Calgary and then taking San Jose to 7, and just what they've done really these last few months?
Well, I mean, I'm impressed. They continue to impress me on a daily basis, especially down the stretch when it looked like it might be an impossible task. Our belief was strong. They were highly competitive, and you get guys like Landeskog go to the lineup, and that looked bad, and we continued to win, and different guys stepping up, and then we lose Rantanen, and then you start thinking about that for a minute, and just more guys continued to step up and elevate their game, and that's what we've been kind of searching for as a team for quite some time. And everyone talks about our top line, and deservedly so, but you don't go 8-0-2 without those guys if other guys on your team aren't pulling together and working collectively to get the job done, and having different guys step up. And there's too many guys to list. It's basically everyone else on our team except for those two guys that were out that helped get the job done and elevate. And then I think that helps us going into the playoffs, because everyone's feeling confident. They took on bigger roles. They get put in situations they weren't normally in. And then you enter the playoffs, and we play a heck of a series against a real good team in Calgary and get a win. And, this was a pretty good series too. There's some, I think the better team won every game in this series, and it ends up 4-3 and right down to the wire. So, you gotta tip your hat to the Sharks. They're a really good team. They deserve to win tonight because they outplayed us for large portions of the game, and, I'm sure they'll do well moving on.
Jared, as far as just this postseason run, I mean, how much do you think this helps you in the sense of, A, a building block, but B, almost using it as a recruiting tool with free agency, and especially you look at what you got with the draft coming up as well?
Well, I mean, success breeds success. You have some, we've proven that we got something here that we can move forward with and build on, and the expectations are going up, and we'll have to react to those accordingly, and we're going to push it forward and try to get better every year. That's our goal. We're kind of in year 2 with this group, and to be able to, get into the playoffs 2 years in a row, and now get into the second round, that's good. And now we got to do everything in our power as an organization to keep moving forward, and that's, starts, up top and keeps working down right to our players. We got to come back with the same type of hunger earlier, like Adrian said, and push to, try to get into a better seed in the playoffs so we have home ice. We've been a real good team at Pepsi Center now for 2 years, so that's a goal of ours, and hopefully that what we've done here this year helps.
A few more questions. Go ahead.
Coach, with McKinnon's shoulder, this is Mahal from INDTV USA. McKinnon's shoulder injury, he was off for 12, 13 minutes, I think, off the ice. He came back and immediately contributed. Do you think that was the difference in the game from that point on?
No. No. I think it had a factor for our bench there, the uncertainty for a little bit, no question. But that's not the deciding factor in the game. They played better than us for a large portion of the game and earned the win.
I respect. One last question, go ahead.
I expect you don't want to talk about the call, and that's fine.
Yeah.
The nature of the call, a player on a change, leaving the ice, and an offside being called in that situation, how rare is that? Is that something that you've seen before, or?
I would say it's pretty rare. In a Game 7, even more so. It just doesn't have a big effect on that player. Has nothing to do with the play that's going on, you know, and it's seems like such a minute detail, and whether he's onside or offside, and so it's strange, you know, it's strange. It's something we could have done without tonight, no question.